Hey kids, Flexing Teacher Weber here. Going to do some more questions on solving equations. It's the same process every time, but you're going to get some different things that pop up, different ways of writing the question and things like that, but it's the same thing every time. So I want to go to the next question in our examples. 4 plus the variable c equals negative 3. Now again, you want to look at whatever number is beside the variable. In this case, it's a positive 4. So do the opposite of what's beside the variable. The opposite of positive 4 is negative 4, and you show that right below the positive 4. Whatever you do to one side of an equal sign, you do to the other. 4 minus 4 cancels, and I'm left with a plus c, but I can just write that as c because it's positive, and that's exactly what I want to get. Equals, two negatives add up to negative 7. So 4, if I was to substitute negative 7 in for c, 4 plus negative 7 does equal negative 3. Same thing every time, but the questions start to look a little different. This one right here, I've got a negative 12 plus x equals 10. Well, here's the variable, positive x. Beside the variable is a negative 12. The opposite of negative 12 is positive 12. Do the same thing on the other side of the equal sign, positive 12. Total up what's left. Negative 12, positive 12, cancel. And I'm left with a positive x, or just x, equals 22. Same thing every time, but the questions start to look a little different. Okay, look at this one. Number 9, y plus negative 11 equals negative 13. Well, I've got a variable, and I've got a plus a negative 11. You always have to think, beside the variable, what can I do to make that number beside the variable go away? Well, to make negative 11 turn into 0, I add 11. And I do the same thing to the other side of the equal sign. Negative 11, positive 11 go away, and I'm left with positive y equals negative 13, positive 11 is negative 2. Same thing every time, right? Let's look at another one. Now these ones, you got to really remember your integer rules here. Look what I have. I have a negative x minus negative 8 equals negative 14. So these ones you don't want to rush on. Take your time and rewrite the question. Think back to integers. What happens when you have a minus minus or a negative negative? Well, that question actually becomes x. And the two negatives come together to make positive 8 equals negative 14. Take the time to rewrite the question like that. And now ask yourself, beside the variable I have a positive 8. How can I make that positive 8 turn into 0? Well, minus 8 and minus 8 there. And I'm left with x equals, two negatives add up to negative 22. So always watch out for the negative negative, right? Those integers, we really got to know those guys. Okay, couple more questions. Number 11, same thing except the variable's on the other side. So negative 12 equals c minus negative 5. Well, the minus minus becomes a positive, so take the time to rewrite that. Negative 12 equals c plus 5. Now we have the variable c plus 5. To make that positive 5 beside the variable go away, make it negative 5. And do the same thing over there. Negative 12, negative 5 is negative 17 equals c. Try to keep everything on the same side of the equal sign. If the variable c starts out on this side of the equal sign, keep it there the whole time. Okay, last question. Oh, that was the last question. Sweet. Okay, so you now have all the knowledge you need to do the assignment I'm going to give you today, but what's really important is I don't just want to see answers. So you're probably going to want to do that assignment on loose leaf and show all of your work going down the page, just like the examples we did. All right. Flexing teacher Weber, out.